Welcome to Alliant Trading, going over today's SPY recap and live analysis. So first thing that I explained in the morning in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching for the 5-day moving average and understanding your levels, which were 557.37 right here if we close this inverse cup and wanted to head down, right, grabbing this shoulder. Otherwise, like I drew, you could see us grab some liquidity and then form this inverse head and shoulder right here. But even then, this is still choppy. We're not going anywhere. We're trying to build this out right here, as you can see, but we are just unable to see any continuation, even with these cup and handles right here that you see with the yellow algorithm. There's just not much continuation off of them, right? We don't see anything at the end of the day, just chop for the last couple hours. Not too much to go over here. We've just been hovering around this 560.77 level, which you can see has been a point of control for the market here. But we will go over the 1-minute chart and I will explain more on there. So here off of the open, this was before 10 a.m. and that consumer confidence if you were waiting for it, but you can see the yellow and blue controlled selling right here with that tapering, and we formed this inverse head and shoulder, and there is that move up right there. Now right here I explain that if you want to be shorting this, there is no reason to unless we are below the 5-day moving average, which you can see right here. We are hovering around it, and when we try to form it, yes, we drop below right here, but we close this inverse cup, and when it is time for this handle, we are unable to get it. There is never another inverse cup to this level, retesting the low of day. We never see anything like that. Now from here, with this fail to break down at that 5-day moving average, you could have taken this inverse head and shoulder once it formed it right here, but even then, this is just not the best entry, as you could see something like this building more off of it, and it just wasn't a trade I was interested in. And I explained that I'm not going to be looking for any trades today unless we get back below the 5-day moving average and we want to head back down to this level, which we never did, and I will show you in a minute. Now, like I explained here, we may try to close this cup at 563, and in the case that that did happen, right, and then we see the yellow and the blue build something right here, if we had enough strength to, well, then that is a different story, but there's just no reason to chase in this chop, because you can see, right, if you chased this right here, well, look what happened. But once again, if you chase to the downside, with this 5-day moving average, you would have been trapped yet again, because we continue to not break below it right here. Each time it is a trap to the upside and to the downside. I've explained this all week long in my videos. So like I'm saying, the only trade I was looking for was if we were able to close this inverse cup, which we did, but you can see we lack this handle right here, and we are never able to form something to drop below that 5-day moving average and close this larger inverse cup. And then once again from there, maybe we see that flush and go touch that 557.37. Now I also explained to be watching for that 5-day moving average trap right here that we have seen time after time, and if we do, be watching for this inverse head and shoulder right here, and we may see some sort of reversal. But even with this reversal, it is just lackluster, right? We never build this handle to continue right here. We never close the cup back up at this level, and there is no strength of a breakout, and it is just a chop day. So again, same thing right here. I'm explaining if we need to see another inverse cup and then we see this handle from here, well, that is fine with me. But once again, we never form that handle and we remain above this 5-day moving average, which is pretty comical. Like I'm saying here, we just cannot get below it. But you can see that it is a very avoidable trap to get yourself into, right? We just simply lack this handle right here, and there's no reason to be forcing it, right? If you took this to the downside, say you saw this forming right here, this head and shoulder, great. You have to be protected right at the close of that cup. And then from there, if you see that handle, great, take it to the downside, but you see that instant reversal and we're right back above that level. We close that cup and you see this handle form right here. But then again, I mean, sure, you can take this, but there's just not much upside. Even when we close this cup right here, I explained, okay, you can watch for a handle now. Well, you see how well this handle works, right? We form it, and there is just no continuation above this level, and we just chop it out through the rest of the day, and this is pretty much untradeable. So again, a very boring day within a range, but you can see how we manage, right, our risk and understand that if it's not going to break out of the range, well, then that is fine. There's no need to be forcing this right here because if you do, well, you see how well that works out for you, and you just have to understand the conditions that be. So now going over what to be watching for tomorrow. We do have NVIDIA earnings after the bell, which everyone and the market is anticipating. So maybe we do not, right, see another break of range and we continue to stay within this another day, but maybe there is an early move. And if that happens, right, okay, well, let's watch this 563 cup close. We see this blue and yellow, and we see an inverse head and shoulder. Okay, maybe there's some upside there, or we do see this finally starting to give up out of this white algorithm, and we start to see this head and shoulder, and we lose that 5-day moving average. We close this inverse cup, and we try to head down. Now we want to see that 557.33 level like I'm explaining, and if we close this larger inverse cup there, but do not count on it tomorrow. Here on the daily chart, right, we're still pinned within this right here, and we are not below this 5-day moving average. However, we're not testing this upper Bollinger either, so pay attention to this 20-day moving average. As I've been explaining, maybe we have a dip back down to it, and then from there are able to head up. This would be allowed within the structure. You can see how that would form very nicely, even this cup and that handle, right? And then from there, maybe we see a continued rally, but that is what you will be watching for. NVIDIA earnings will be a big part of this. Shorter video tonight, but thank you everyone for watching, and I will see members in the morning.